I get a lot of questions about how to stay minimalist with kids. A lot of you guys out there seem to be on this minimalist track and you're having a blast and you're like, okay, but I have kids and how do I keep that going? So today's video is going to be directed to you. I don't have children of my own, so my experience comes from being a kid myself, of course, and how I enjoyed minimalism in a number of different ways, and also from being a nanny for 7 years to 2 amazing kids, as well as just taking care of my nieces and nephews. I have 6 of them. Besides that one family I nannied for so many years, I've had other babysitting jobs and just generally been surrounded by a lot of the younger generation and had a lot of time to really indulge and enjoy my time with kids. I'd like to start by saying children are amazing, incredible, creative beings all on their own. I recently spent a week in California taking care of a 2-year-old, and she taught me so much. Really, I've come away from that experience knowing so much more about myself, understanding so much more about the world and who I want to be and how I want to contribute to it. I feel like our job as caretakers and also just as role models is to provide an environment for kids to thrive in, where they can grow and be creative and express themselves. From my experience, I found that we don't really need much in the way of stuff to create that sort of an environment. What we need is a lot more support, encouragement, love, and space. Have you ever had this experience where a kid gets an expensive toy and ends up playing more with the packaging it came in than with the actual toy itself? In fact, in my experience, I've seen the majority of kids' items, toys, games, clothing, art supplies, everything go untouched. And what are they really enjoying doing? They're people just like us. They're enjoying connecting with themselves and with others, having relationships, having creative play and self-expression. So in the spirit of minimalism, and along with the most important thing I've learned during my time around children, is to keep it simple and just create that environment for them where they can grow and play and learn and explore and express themselves, which they're so good at doing if we just give them the space to do it. I grew up in a beautiful neighborhood in southern Rhode Island, and I just remember playing outside as a kid. I remember endless summer days, climbing up trees, running through the woods, making slingshots and tree forts, and playing with my friends. My siblings and friends and I were always outside playing. We weren't inside. I don't even think it was allowed. It definitely wasn't encouraged in my house. If it was a nice day out, we were out playing. And if it was raining, we were probably out playing too. We also didn't have TV, which was an amazing and I guess somewhat out of the ordinary experience. And I think it was really beneficial to all of us. And I noticed that I don't enjoy sitting down in front of a screen for a long period of time now. It's actually really hard for me. And I feel like I see a lot of kids who've spent too much time sort of sitting almost like brain dead in front of a television, and I feel like it's sucking the creative juices right out of them when they have so much to offer. There are so many amazing public spaces to utilize, whether you're a kid or a teenager or an adult or anything. There's parks that you can play in, there's jungle gyms, swing sets, open fields, rivers, bridges, creeks. There's libraries where you can explore and dive into stories for hours. You can take those books home and bring them into your favorite nook in your room and read them or share them with your friend or your family member. You can climb up a tree and read there. There are sporting complexes where you can play on tennis courts, basketball courts, soccer fields, baseball fields. There are things like YMCAs or friends' pools where you can go and enjoy a pool or an open gym environment. They always have all kinds of fun, equipment to play on, or those blow-up things. And sometimes they have those blow up things in the water, and boy, is that a treat. There are even these ingenious things popping up all over the US called trampoline gyms, where you can go and pay some really small amount to jump on a trampoline for hours, and they usually have foam pits there too, and dodgeball courts. And there's no shortage of ways to have fun without owning stuff as a kid, or as an adult for that matter. I know I really love to play, but I don't want to have a million toys to do it. I'm sure you could do it without anything, really. But it would make sense if you wanted to have some items to support your kids' lifestyle and their play. Choosing items like bicycles and rollerblades, where they're going to be able to use them in a number of different ways and get around and move their bodies and play with their friends, I feel like are really good options. Playing with your kids and involving them in projects in the yard or the garden, or sweeping up leaves and jumping in the leaf pile, is such a fun way to do things together, and also to get outside and move around, and for them to feel like they're involved and you want to spend real time with them. Also, encouraging kids to be responsible and take enjoyment in having their own things with them. So if you're going on a trip, having them take care of their own backpack where they have all the stuff they need with them, instead of you feeling like you have to pack for everybody and you have to lug everyone's stuff around. Of course, when they're very small, they're gonna need to have your help with those things. But even when they're little, like with this 2-year-old I was recently caring for, I would ask her to choose the stuffed animal that she wanted to bring with her in the car, and then she would be responsible for it, and she'd have it with her, and she took care of it. And it teaches her things along the way, and then she's not overwhelmed either by choices of like animals and books in the car, and she can be present and enjoy the ride along the way, just like us. I think there's this mentality like we need to keep kids distracted and we need them to be entertained, and that we need to do a lot of work to do it. What I've found from my experience is that this is pretty inherent in them, that they have the creativity, that they know how to play, that like us, they really just need the space and the encouragement to do all this, and to do it in whatever way feels good for them, whatever way feels fun. There are so many amazing minimalist families who have traveled around the world even that I've been inspired by. I've loved meeting them in person and also reading their stories on blogs and articles online. I'm sure if you're interested in finding more, you can find it out there in the world. There's no shortage of it. This is just my experience, and I am so honored that you guys have been asking me. I love being able to share this with you. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye.